Have you ever felt like no matter how much effort you put in, people only notice your mistakes? Like you poured your heart into something, and instead of your hard work, all they remember is the tiniest flaw? What if I told you that flaw doesn't define your worth? If you've ever felt this way, listen closely, because this story will change how you see yourself forever. There was a young woman named Maya. She worked in a small office, the kind where everyone notices everything, especially your mistakes. Maya worked hard. She stayed late, fixed problems, and helped coworkers when they were struggling. But somehow, people remembered only her slip-ups, a typo in an email that became the office joke, forgetting a small detail in a meeting, hearing whispers behind her back. Slowly, those little errors became her identity, and she began to believe it. Maybe I'm just not good enough, she thought. One Friday evening, after everyone left, Maya sat alone at her desk. The office was silent except for the hum of computers. Her chest felt heavy. Why do I always mess up? Maybe I'm just broken, she whispered. Just then, footsteps echoed in the hallway. It was Mr. Harris, an older colleague leaving late. He paused and asked gently, "What's wrong?" Maya forced a smile, but her eyes gave her away. "I'm tired of failing," she admitted softly. "No matter what I do right, people only see what I do wrong." Mr. Harris nodded quietly, then said something unexpected. "Come with me tomorrow morning. I'll show you something." The next morning, they met at a small workshop. Mr. Harris handed her a glass jar. "Fill this with one small stone for every mistake you've ever made," he instructed. Maya hesitated but did as told. Soon the jar was nearly full, heavy, dull, messy. Her shoulders slumped just looking at it. Then Mr. Harris handed her another jar. "Now fill this one with stones for every time you helped someone, learned something, or succeeded, even in small ways." Her hands shook. "That's not much," she whispered, unsure if she deserved even one stone. But as she remembered, finishing projects no one else could, calming a stressed coworker, solving problems quietly behind the scenes. One by one, the jar began to fill. By the end, the success jar looked just as full, maybe fuller, than the mistake jar. Mr. Harris looked at her and asked, "Which jar do you look at more in your daily life?" Maya froze. For the first time, she realized the truth. She had been living as if only the mistake jar existed, while ignoring the jar that proved she was capable all along. Friends, don't we all do this? We measure ourselves by our cracks, our slip-ups, our flaws, but your worth isn't defined by your mistakes. It's defined by the countless times you stood up, tried again, and kept moving forward. Every mistake is just one stone in a jar. But don't forget, the other jar, filled with your wins, is overflowing too. Now I'll ask you, which jar are you staring at in your life? If this story reminded you of your worth, share it with someone who needs to stop seeing only their mistakes. And before you leave, drop one stone in the comments, something you did right this week that you usually overlook. Let's fill the success jar together. And if you want more stories that lift you up when life pulls you down, hit like, subscribe, and stay with me. Sometimes the right story is all it takes to set your heart free.